By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what AI tool is best for doing deep research, because I'm going to be comparing Grok, Gemini, Perplexity, DeepAgent, Manus, and even Genspark, and put them all head to head and see which one actually gives better results. And then at the end of this video, I'm going to go through 5 insane use cases that you could start to use for deep research, because I see so many people using this type of feature wrong. Okay, now in order to actually test all these tools, this is the different prompt that we're going to use. We're going to write in, please craft a research report about how global warming is affecting certain animal populations in the United States. Please include plenty of graphs and photos that support what you find. So I'm going to give this to Manus right here, and then we're going to come over to Genspark right here, and we're also going to give this the same task. We're going to come into Grok, and we're going to open up deeper research, which is going to be the most extensive deep research that it can possibly do. I'm going to give this to Grok. I'm also going to give this to DeepAgent right here. We're going to give this to ChatGPT's O3 model, and we are also going to turn on run deep research. And then we're going to come over to Gemini right here, and we're going to make sure that we turn on deep research here, and we're going to give it this. And now what we're going to do is compare how each of these actually goes through and does deep research. Actually, I forgot about one more. Let's also give this to Perplexity over here, because again, I want to make this as fair as possible. I want to literally test every single deep research tool in order to see which one is actually the best. So when you open up Perplexity over here, what we're going to do is come over here. We're going to type in this prompt. We're going to then change this to do research right here and actually get this to go ahead and do it. Okay, now a few things that I do want to call out here. If we come over here, what Gemini asks us to do is it comes over here and basically outlines exactly what it's going to do. It's going to analyze the results, and then it's going to create the report. So we're going to click on Start Research right here. If we come over to ChatGPT, this is asking us a few clarifying questions, and I'm going to say to this, you decide. Now, if we come over to DeepAgent, we're going to see the same exact thing. I'm going to say the same exact response again to make this all fair. I'm going to say you decide. And then if we come over to Grok, we will see that this is more similar to Gemini, except this didn't actually ask us for any input. So far, Gemini has given us a chance to actually assess what input is going to be going into this. ChatGPT also did the same thing. DeepAgent also did the same thing. And if we come over to Genspark, Genspark also just started going immediately. And if we come over to Manus, Manus also started going immediately. And then Perplexity also did. So far, really the biggest thing that I want to call out here is that Gemini gets you to specify what it's actually doing. ChatGPT gets you to specify what it's actually doing. And DeepAgent also get you to specify. When it comes to Grok, Genspark, Manus, and Perplexity, there was no specification. It just got straight after it. And quite frankly, I don't agree that it should just go ahead and get after it, because of course you want to ask follow-up questions before you go and start looking at dozens or even hundreds of things to research for somebody. Now, in terms of actually seeing how each one of these tools did, let's see what they actually did. So Gemini went through here and it looked at 169 different websites. And then it came over here and said, I'm having a hard time fulfilling your request. Can I help you with something else instead? This is crazy, because I've actually been getting reports from people all the time that Gemini sometimes just doesn't do anything and just doesn't complete the task that it was asked to do. And this is the first time that I actually experienced this. And this is incredibly disappointing, because why would it go through 169 different websites right here and then say that it can't actually fulfill the task? Now, if we come over to ChatGPT, to be completely honest with you, ChatGPT didn't do that much better. It took 7 minutes, 33 different sources, which is way less than Google. It did 90 different searches. And if we look at this right here, I don't see any photos. Actually, there's one little photo right here. I don't see any graphs. I don't see any tables. It's actually a graph right here. But as we can see, this is all really, really small right here. There's honestly just not that much here. It didn't really feel like it fulfilled the task that I asked it to do. It did put all of its sources down here, but again, I'm kind of disappointed with it. If we come over to Grok right here, honestly, I'm even more disappointed. I asked this inside of the prompt right here to please include plenty of graphs and photos that support what you find. it didn't give us any graphs. It didn't give us any photos. In fact, if we come down here, it just gave us this little table right here, and this only looked at 4 different things. Now, if we come over to Genspark, I think Genspark did do a pretty solid job at this if I wasn't looking for a research report. Genspark right here made more of a PowerPoint, and there's not really a lot of text here. It's really only photos and different graphs, which again is fine, but for the task at hand here, I don't think this actually did that great of a job because this looks more like a website or more like it's going to be a PowerPoint. If we come over to Manus, I actually think Manus also did a pretty solid job here. It created a 44-page report, and we could go through this entire report here, but again, it did not actually listen to the task at hand. Even though it returned this really long report and clearly did a lot of research, it didn't put graphs and it didn't put photos. So if I was using this for work or I was using this for school, I would kind of be screwed now because this didn't actually do what I wanted it to do. Now, if we come over to Perplexity, and by the way, they actually recently just updated their research feature, this did a pretty good job. We've got graphs here, we've got photos here, we've got different stuff going on, but it's really not that long. In fact, this is actually pretty short. 48 sources. It included like 3 or 4 different photos in here and not that much information. Now, if we come over to DeepAgent, this is where I'm quite frankly incredibly impressed. We could come over here and download this if we want to. Otherwise, we can go through this entire thing right here. So, gave us an executive summary, introduction, methodology, and we could see it gave us a bunch of different graphs. It gave us this photo right here that is really descriptive of how temperatures have actually changed. It gave us another one right here. It gave us a photo here to actually show a drought-affected riverbed in California. It came through here and showed priority areas for conserving unprotected different species. It gives us more graphs here. And if we keep scrolling down, we're going to see this did a really, really good job. And if we come over into my downloads right here, I actually want to see how long this is. If we pull up this report, we're going to see that it's 23 pages long. It gives us a ton of information. It has a bunch of different photos. It has a bunch of different charts. This went through, and DeepAgent, quite frankly, I think did the best job. If I had to give a second place, I would say that it's Perplexity. And if I had to give a third place out of all of these, I would say that it goes to Manus because it kind of completed the task. But again, with all these tools, if we go back just a month or two ago, I thought that Google and I thought ChatGPT and even Grok, quite frankly, were the best at this. But it's clear that these AI agent tools are actually getting way better at doing deep research because they can combine deep research with a bunch of other agentic features. Now, before I show you those 5 crazy use cases that you need to make sure that you're using features like this for, I wanted to make sure that you go to the pinned comment below and get started with DeepAgent today. You could get started for just $10 a month, and not only are you going to get access to DeepAgent, you're also going to get access to Chat LLM, which allows you to interact with any LLM that you want, all from one dashboard, and you'll get access to their AI engineer that allows you to build things like chatbots and AI agents by literally just typing in a prompt. Now, the first way that you could actually use this tool is doing what is being done right here. So we are requesting do an in-depth research about market growth and future opportunities in the fitness and nutrition industry globally. Use bullets, tables, and charts to make the report clear. So essentially, you could do this to do market research. As we could see, this is literally going through, it is doing all the research, it is also citing all of its different sources, and now it's going through, it's getting photos, it's getting charts, and this right here creates a great research report about different markets. Now, you could get this to go through and explore future opportunities for you, for your business, for things that you might be interested in, or if you're just curious about something, you could get this to go through and actually do this. And another thing that I would strongly suggest that you do, and I think that this is actually a great idea, is to use this as a lead magnet. If you are trying to sell somebody something, you are trying to sell a business something, you are trying to sell a brand something, you could now use deep research to do market research that then supports whatever you are trying to sell them or whatever you're trying to get them to stop doing. I think this is an incredibly underutilized way for you to begin using deep research. Now, the next way that I love to use deep research is like this prompt right here. I am planning a budget solo backtripping trip to Tokyo. Please create a 5-day itinerary. And the reason that I really like this is because if you just went to ChatGPT and asked it this, or you went to Genspark and asked it this, you wouldn't actually get a good response. Why? Because it didn't actually ask you follow-up questions like, what is your approximate daily budget range? What are your main interests? What time of the year are you planning to visit? Do you prefer to stay in a hostel or a hotel or other budget accommodations? And are there any specific areas of Tokyo that you definitely want to visit? And now watch what this is going to do. It's literally going to go through, it's going to do all of the research for you, and it is looking up so many different things. I want you to think about this. Literally in seconds or minutes, this is going through and this is figuring out exactly where you should stay, why you should stay there, and look at this PDF that this actually prints out. This is nuts. I mean, seriously, think about how long it would have taken you to go through and create not only an itinerary, but go through all the different places that you could stay, all the different places that you could visit, all the different places that you could eat, and all the different sites that you could see in a city that you've never been to. Or you could get deep research to do something like we're having to do right here, do an in-depth research around EV battery manufacturers globally and provide a competitive study around them. Now, this might be something that you're asked to do at work, or this might be something that you are doing for school or for your PhD or for a master's degree. You can go through and have this actually do the research. And again, this is going to ask you follow-up questions so that it actually goes through and it actually finds out what you want it to find out. This is going through and doing all the research for you and can teach you about new things or just educate you about things that you need to go a little bit deeper on. For example, I know a bunch of stuff about AI, obviously, because I'm creating content about this, but I very frequently go through and do exactly what we're doing right here for different things in AI, like MCP or like AI agents or different things that are coming in the future that I want to know more about, because instead of me going through and looking at dozens or hundreds of articles, I could have deep research do it for me and just give me the report about exactly what I actually wanted to learn. That's exactly what it does here. In fact, this went through and created a 53-page report about this. I want you to think about how long that would have taken you to do. It would have taken you weeks, but DeepAgent was able to do it in minutes. And then the final thing that you could do with this that I am incredibly excited about is you could have this generate a report that summarizes the top trending topics on social media and across the internet over the last week for a specific niche and for specific platforms. You could say to it, please include the following: the topic name, the platforms, general sentiment, quantitative metrics, engagement levels, and a bunch of other stuff here. And this right here is incredibly powerful because now you can use this in order to generate reports. You could use this in order to decide on what you're going to do in the future or what you should be doing or staying on top of with things like social media trends. And then again, look at how amazing this is, what this actually went through and generated right here. This generated a report with metrics, with examples, with different virality scores, so many different things, so that you can then take this and use this to inform the social media content you're creating. Now, if you like this video, I strongly suggest check out this one right here that shows you 10 hidden features that ChatGPT has that I guarantee you haven't heard of before. I'll see you over there.